more currently chasing in the points, and really from the point system all throughout the day, you've got to be looking at how close they can go. Really down to, I think it's first down to 6th or 7th is about 320 points between them.
So there's 50
really
points between Navi and FaZe, and then everybody in the top 6 are within one checking distance.
And obviously 300 points per win, obviously 10 points per kill, so there's a lot of points up for grabs. Still 6 maps to go. Here we go. First game underway. You can see the plane very much straight across the middle. That opens it up for just about everyone. Should be all happy. Interested to see what conflicts maybe. Obviously people going back and looking at VODs, looking for open opportunities for places they can now drop in, maybe make changes. I'm looking at Sangal, obviously we're going around San Martin. Knights had a couple of challenges from the Lions guys. It looks like they're going to drift further apart this time though.
Yeah, the only thing I think we see is changing here is Wildcard. They've been landing around La Cabrera and Alcantara when the plane starts on that side. But I noticed in all the mirror games that in last hours 3, I think Nova landed there once, but they decided to go away from there. But yeah, they're the only one that changed up anything, I really think, on this airplane.
And the boys talked about M19 a little bit. Obviously, they've been splitting Los Leones with Moonwolf recently, but they look to be dropping in a very different location. FaZe Clan here at Monte Nuevo. M19 are... No, they're just floating by. They're floating by Picardo, so they're going to go down and get some vehicles. So that's all they're doing. They are going to get vehicles. They're going to go Los Leones. But talking about FaZe Clan, they are current points leaders, as you can see, 50 points ahead of Na'Vi. That was a big lead before they went into Miramar yesterday. Na'Vi definitely a lot better through their Miramar games. They've also performing. They are performing average, I would say, across both Erangel and Miramar. They haven't had a standout performance. They've had a chicken dinner, but it's only been like a 6 or 7 kill. They've not had like one of those mighty 15+ kills that we're so used to seeing from Na'Vi when they really step it up.
Yeah.
I've caught him in a cough. I've caught him in a cough, ladies
But yeah,
and gentlemen.
Na'Vi, I feel like instead of engaging as many fight, I feel like they develop into a team that actually thrives off third-partying or waiting for the right opportunity to strike rather than just taking a lot of engages. And that's like they're adapting to how other teams play. But if in the beginning, I feel like they would take way more fights and they would maybe lose a few more people in the early games. And the way to the consistency is keeping the 4 people alive. So I feel like they have changed or will change their playstyle in a way that they think a lot more to what fights to actually take and when
rather
to take
than just
them.
like the crazy, relentless aggression.
I want to take a look at the circle because you mentioned FaZe. They had a Monte Nuevo circle, and look at this one.
Well, we'll just talk about the Knights for a second because they are obviously in 3rd place. You know, they're a consistent team. This is the thing, right? They've been consistently across tournaments. Obviously, PGI being the exception, have been finishing 2nd, 3rd place a number of times now. They're really starting to get consistent. Obviously, with the new, I would say, new edition of Texas, he's been there for a couple of months now. But it's definitely been a step up. But they've never quite, you know, just got that extra level and gone and won an event.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. But honestly, the way I looked at it is either like we've never really been in a position where FaZe is like they have a huge lead and they just keep going ham the next day. It's like very hard to get their mindset of, all right, if you have a lead, then you start playing more defensive instead of like keep growing the lead. And if you're a little bit behind, then you have to fight even harder to get more points. And I feel like Knights, they're always like hovering around the top 5. So they're in between the mindset of, should we just try to get these top 5 finishes? Or are we so far behind that we need to do something crazy to actually catch back up? And I feel like it's like their overall playstyle that just makes them like they're in between this mindset of we actually need to do something crazy to get in it. Or they're like, oh, we're hovering in a safe position and we can just kind of play it calm and we'll keep grinding it out.
So you mentioned the circle. Let's talk about that. As you can see, it is a very western circle, and what we should mention is effectively you can see obviously the big cliff line that's going in there. Basically just treat that like water. Nobody can go into that. It is I would say
it's dead space. You can't be there.
It's probably about 30-40% of the circle is like area that, as you say, dead space. You can't go in it. The crate is pretty much central point, but nobody's going to go that far over because it has to pull away from the edge.
That is true, but we talked about this. I want to see FaZe. They should be confident. They should take a lot of ground.
Oh, Monte Nuevo is their home, and we were mentioning that they didn't really pick it up. Now, teams that do have the circle sensor on them have often been guilty of being a little over greedy, looting a little too long, and getting caught out by teams rotating early, like obviously Liquid. The plane pretty much went straight over middle. Picardo was an easy drop for them. They're already on the move. The Knights, of course, who were in and around the power station, they'll be coming across. So they're already rotated. And FaZe, as you can see, they're split 2-2. Probably going to stay that way because they want to try and secure as much as they can of real estate. But got to be careful they don't get over greedy, especially when in the circle that we're in right now, there's actually a lack of compound, so there's going to be a lot of hill camping.
Definitely. And that's actually really, really scary in this map, because if you stand on a hill and you turn a little bit too long, it's actually very easy for other teams to run up behind them and take these fights.
And speaking of third partying, there you go. Texas gets himself up on top of the hill, M16. FaZe taking shots at someone passing by. Drayden's going to join in there. There is FaZe. He is being pushed, so again, a little too greedy. Fuzz on his own here. He's going to have Hexetti come and join him at the moment, but the Lions are trying to get into this area. It's Chris that's gone into the section to join him. Here comes Hax, here comes Mexi, here comes Jempty. This is what happens when you try and take a FaZe compound.
We have seen Chris in this position time and time again, game and game over.
Sangal could third party here. Shexi's behind them. He's actually at the warehouse at the back there. So while FaZe are looking to push, and obviously Lions are in trouble here, or at least certainly Chris is in trouble because he's getting surrounded. They've got to be careful, and that's what Miramar's all about. It's so much third partying goes on in this map.
But we've seen Chris come out ahead in these situations, but FaZe is coming up with a full 4 men. They don't want any of this.
Might lose one as they enter the door. They will. Chris gets it, drops down. Nice use. Meanwhile, actually, Lions teammates actually come in. I think Knights, one of the ones that got the kill on Callum. Good lord. Sangal Calendor, that's the word I was at. Salandor, I was mixing them all together right now. But Chris, he's got away and he's healed himself, so they're going to have to go for the revive. FaZe holding steady, making sure they don't overextend to this. So Chris has done very well to get out of this situation so far.
But we've seen him clutch, I don't know, every early game, we see Chris, he goes on his own, and he always finds a way to defend these compounds.
He's got no backpack.
He has no backpack, but he always does this. He moves super, super early, while you see the rest of his team is actually split up. But now, I mean, he knocked one of FaZe, he knows it's that team.
And what are they doing? Because obviously the rest of his team have sort of kind of just left him for dead effectively because they're down south.
I think it has something to do with, I don't think they want to take the full fawn for early game versus FaZe. Maybe it was another team you would have seen reinforcements, but...
In on again, does a really good bit of work. That 8K is working well in his hands. He's causing FaZe a lot of problems, burning down their meds.
He's surely not going to get out of this. I don't see FaZe losing this when they're 4 men strong.
Well, it's a risk. He's got the molly out. He's going to underhand that. That's going to buy him time once again. And while this is all happening, FaZe obviously not paying too much attention to what's around them. They're just trying to enclose him at the moment. It's always dangerous to try and siege. He's going to try and hop out the back there. Here's Jempty. He's going to drop down behind Jempty. Jempty not watching. Gets a good old tag on him. And would you believe it, Haxetti in the end will catch him out. Meanwhile, Ibi has picked up two knocks and a kill.
He finished both of them.
Got Rift down, got the knock on Rift and managed to get the kill. So obviously there was a knock in there as well at some point. So 2 kills for Ibi. Meanwhile, FaZe do finish off Chris from Lions. Lions, of course, were further south. So, but they did it safely. I think is probably the best way to do it. It wasn't quick and clean, but it was safe.
We all know that Ibiza is a really, really good player, but I feel like he's yet to really show up at this tournament. And I mean, the last day here, they're all fighting for the $100,000. If Ibi shows up today, Liquid, they have a very, very good chance of taking home the tournament.
So, late rotations, as you'd expect from everybody down on the East Coast. Long way to go from, oh my word, we see that so often. That's a flipped car. O'Connell, is that a bike? It might be a bike flip somewhere, but either way.
How do you see this, like, the player knock himself? I feel like you always run over somebody else.
He's quite far ahead of his team as well. Washout's going to be the man that will join him.
Definitely a flip bike then.
Definitely a flip bike, yeah, no doubt about it. Nova actually nearby to him. Meanwhile, we see Dignitas here, Gustav working in. They are on the edge of the circle. They're going to go on towards the just sort of south of Powergrid. They have Vitality nearby. There's Jazza. Takes a peek. The rest of Vitality realize, okay, we have a team nearby. And that's actually a decent shot. Manages to just catch him. Adam tucks him before his head popped off. And who else takes heads? It's Wookie Bookie with the Car 98.
Demon, how does he find a sniper every single game?
Actually, that's not a car. That's an AWM.
It's an M24.
M24.
But Wookie Bookie, every game we've seen him, he has a sniper with it 8 times or 6 times.
Uncivil finishes and gets Yannick down. So that's close, because that's a nade. There's the second one. He's coming
The
over the
second
top. Shadow realizes he's got to back away from this one. Tries to go forward. Nate goes on the side. Oh, it gets Yannick and Jazza. Just like that. Vitality in all sorts of trouble. Jazza down. Monkey tries to push around the side there. Shadow has to back away. He's been tagged up now. There's Adam being finished off by Monkey, though, as he pops up. He gets the knock and the kill. Uncivil gets Shadow down, and Monkey now fighting for the tournament lives of Vitality. They came into this not expecting a great deal, but going out in 16th place in game 1 of day 3 is not what they had in mind, and there they go. Dignitas will finish it off.
Yeah, Vitality currently in 12th place. The point system is very close to actually get in the top 8, and I think they would want that, but a terrible start for them. And that's honestly, sometimes when you do this, when you play the edge and you come in late, this can happen to you.
Gotta believe that Mortify probably crashed, which is why Exco's just took him out there. I don't believe there's too many team disagreements going on that you just start shooting your teammates. A Ghost coming in down south. Voladol Mar actually have SetToDestroy nearby. Remember, they're down to, I believe they're down to 2 because we saw Ibi obviously catching them out earlier on. There's Moonwolf. They have got O'Connell back revived. Washout going to come in. They're still not in the circle. Very tight. You can see Nova in the minimap there on the bottom right-hand side. Close to one another. Did get delayed by that. And look at the map. This is what we're talking about, right? Obviously, everybody has to be clustered on this east side as central as they can get, because that western edge, big cliffside, is no man's land. You cannot get in it, which effectively treats it like water. Nobody can go near it.
I would like to know how the circle goes around it, because could it keep shrinking there and end the round then? I'm not sure if it works the same way that the water does, but it could potentially keep going in that direction.
I mean, you got to hope that there's
you
code
see this
that,
circle, it actually hard shifted towards it.
You got still. I mean, that's actually that's like I would say a 30% of that circle cannot be used.
Yeah.
That's a big territory, which is really going to make this one interesting. Obviously, El Pozo still in there. The big hill that you see FaZe and Sangal sort of occupying is about to get very, very crowded. You can see the south, Liquid, Ghost, Na'Vi, SetToDestroy, M19. They're all coming into that southern tip. It's so clustered that there's going to be problems. Balok's going to be the birthday boy, while Sam Teat takes no prisoners. The big Finn will take down the Dane.
Yeah, this is the danger. It's so hard to make safe rotations on Miramar. And you can't really blame a lot of people when they get picked off in rotation. Exco takes down the Yudu. But there's so few roads. And when you drive across these mountains in such a small circle, the mountain is going to be occupied and you drive really, really slow.
But with the circle shift like that, you think of the plane path, you think of where people drop. You've got to be thinking, surely as an in-game leader, we need to go north. We have to go north because
but
so many teams are down the south. There's really nobody that's gone up. I mean, there was one team that's gone La Cabrera, I can't speak this morning, and Alcantara, which is has been Wildcard, I believe, that's been going up that way.
Skoom is taking shots by Ghost here. There no way is, and they're pushing up at him. And Skoom seems to be completely alone. They're not happy with having Liquid kill their in-game leader Balak.
Yeah, he backed away, left him. You got to assume either his vehicle's been incapacitated.
It's still on the road.
It's still just down there. He's managed to get himself away and healed up. And he still has, obviously, the circle advantage. They're all inside the circle, so they're not playing for that. There's the bike. You can see abandoned. They found him. And this is the problem in Miramar. He really doesn't have a great deal of cover. Is Turtle thinking of hopping on that bike and pushing him? I think he is.
Might be able to get a better angle if he takes a bike.
Has a clean shot. The rest of Liquid have gone quite a distance away from him. They're going center as they can.
It looks like they're going to use the bike to get a better angle.
They're going to push him. This is risky, though, because obviously he could catch one out. He's got himself behind the rock. You can see McCoy. He's gone for the flank around the side. There comes the rest of Ghost, the 3-man squad. So now Skoom's on the run, but there's not a real amount of cover there. They're surely going to catch him. He's going to dash for the tree and try and use that as much cover as he can. Gets to the side, does get himself behind the tree, pops the smoke out, give him as much cover as he can as Turtle with that M24 looks to land the shots, but Skoom is using the environment very well for himself to stay alive in this situation.
I feel like it's a matter of time before they're going to catch him out. There is just not enough environment to really escape here. But it depends how much Ghost want to put into actually killing him. We see all of them taking shots at him right now. And it looks like he got another run. Nova shooting at somebody rotating. It's Survivor. They're down to only 2 people. It'd be terrible if they lost Survivor here.
Yeah, Figonaldo quite a distance further south from him there. Turtle still continuing to try and get these shots onto Skoom. They're pouring a lot of resources into doing it. Now they've got to be careful because M19 are kind of creeping in behind them, but These shots, obviously, the third party and is a big deal. Maybe got to be thinking, is it worth it for just one guy? Here's the nade that catches Yannick Jazzer out. Beautifully cooked, lands straight on, and nothing they can do about that.
Yeah, it's always a rough on this map. And also, the nades, there's no counterplay. You can't hear or see them coming when you're down a ridge pressing.
Knights and Wildcard trading a couple of shots over to the north of Monte Nuovo. Meanwhile, everybody else is kind of in a position where of safety. Moonwolf and Nova look like they're probably the only two that are going to clash. I'm looking towards their position down south there. There's Penta, Rexco. They've had a couple of shots and back and forward with TeamGates. TeamGates, of course, down one. I believe there was a crash client, which is why we saw the execution style from his teammate, which is why they're down to 3. Speaking of 3, they're down to 2 because Ibby has got himself another. He's picked up
Next actually left the compound a little bit, but he seems to be safe on a ridge. If only Penta knew was TeamGates in the compound, they might have moved in on this, but there's no way to really tell when you're in that position. And also, you don't really want to take necessary fights this early in the game.
Moonwolf moving in. Smithy, he's got the angle here. Smithy should be able to see O'Connell first, but O'Connell pops up. He gets himself one. He will be quickly reacted to. But is the damage done? Because the rest of the team are about to pop up on the hillside. Oh no, he's going for the revive. It's the wrong choice. Edicos is going to come around. He should have a perfect angle, but can't manage to land the shot. Gets himself on the spray now. Gets the second as well. Smithy and interrogate down. And Nova in all sorts of trouble. Purdy, he's on the run. He's going for it. He's getting out of there.
This is something I want to talk about. The only time we've seen Nova actually make it towards the end game, it's Purdy running off alone, and he's trying to get positions. I think I've seen like Nova in the top 5 maybe 4 times, and it's only Purdy. On the other hand, we see EP. He's sending more shots. He knocked down 2 from Tango. Did he manage to finish one?
Yeah, it was Shaxi. He managed to knock and kill him. And that's another hard shift, honestly, from the circle. There's Moonwolf finishing off the kills. Ghost, meanwhile, moving up on that hillside. Lions next to him. M19 behind them. This is not good for the Lions. They're going to get sandwiched here between North America and CIS. It's not a place that the Lions want to be. Qualified from the European region as Expect Gaming. And of course, picked up by the Lions organization coming into this one. They're going to run away. They're backing away from Ghost, realizing that someone's behind them. It's a really tough situation for them to be in. That nade, though, it could fall into the ridge. That one's going to fall wide. Sonics is going to get hit by that one, but M19 were clustered a little close together. Got to be careful. There's Navi. There's third party. And hello, Miramar. Navi get it with third party and on Sonics, and suddenly everybody gets involved across shots.
We see this time and time again. Uber, he's a monster at doing this. He always finds these long-range kills. Now look at finish up. They're down to 1. EP gets another knock. He gets a knock onto Turtle and finish him. They're taking away 2 of the Ghost Gaming guys now.
Liquimar continuing. Scoom, did he get out of there? He is. He's actually behind M19. Look at him coming in the distance. Scoom's there. He's still langing. He's watching this all play and thinking, where the hell am I going to go? The rest of his team obviously picking up kills you can see in the distance. But he's just watching this play out, which is actually great, because Liquid are ahead of all this, the rest of his teammates. So he's giving so much information by being the guy that got left behind because his bike got wrecked.
I don't know, he was just laying on the road. I'm not sure what happened there.
Right up behind him, Constantine's going forward, so he sees them move into a ditch. They're so focused on this battle ahead of them that he's actually going to get right up. The problem is M19 are kind of on the border, so the lip of this is maybe, just maybe enough to squeeze on in there.
Group up a lot on top of each other.
They're going, look.
Do you think he has an aim?
Oh, he's been spotted, so he's got to go for the shots. Doesn't manage to work out for him. Switches down, gets himself 1. Can get the second. Switches down to SKS. Wants to secure the points. Nicely done. Elite player, the in-game leader of M19, taken down there. Now Constantine ahead of him, but they're in a tricky spot. They've managed to go forward. They've got Lions and Ghost just ahead of them. And now, I think Lions got eliminated actually, but Ghost just ahead of them. Scoom is doing some work here. Remember, this boy, he's available. The teams, keep your eyes out. Oh, Uber stole the kill away. Trying to secure 10 points every time. Doesn't see Patalan, has to get away. Scoom should be taken down here. No, doesn't get knocked. He's got 2 first aid kits, so he's still fine. And he's doing some serious work for Liquid.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work.
Samti's coming closer. Samti's coming up behind Ghost right now. He's having a look towards them. They don't want to go too far. But Samti's giving as much support as he can, along with James and Ibby. Look, they're looking looking towards Ghost. They know they've got M19 between them. Scoom not quite in the circle, so he has to push it. He has to go. M19 are backing away. They believe there's a full squad behind them. That's Navi third party, and I believe Scoom's going to try and use the smoke to his advantage. Has got the hill side of well, but he's got inside the circle. The circle shifts to the north. It's another big northern swing, and Penta have themselves a prime position. Liquid on the edge, but they're going to get so clustered. Look at all these teams on the south. Ghost, M19, Navi, all coming into that southern area. TeamGates, if they hold position, should have a really good cross angle to shoot.
I want to keep eyes on Moonwolf. They're flashing with Dignitas right now.
Liquid just hanging
And
out the vehicle.
found another one.
That's, I mean, if you hit this shot, Ibby, you know, I'm going to give you the prize right now. Meanwhile, Dignitas, they were way out on the south edge of the circle. They've dealt with Moonwolf, Andy Pyro and O'Connell, last two standing for them out in the blue. They're now being gate kept very much by Dignitas, but Dignitas themselves have a problem. FaZe are being
FaZe
pushed.
is running into
Wildcard coming up on the hillside.
on top of them.
Having
I think
a look
Yemty
around.
gets taken down and finished off by Wildcard.
He does. Yemty down. Kickstart moves in. The rest of FaZe Clan on the hillside, actually. They've moved down the rocks, and they're not really in a clean position to fight Wildcard here. Wildcard kind of have the aerial advantage. They have the circle advantage, and FaZe are being kept out nicely. Navi pushing in behind. Scoom's been taken down. Drenis managed to get the kill in the end there, but he got enough points for Liquid and gave them the clarity to get themselves in a safe position. So FaZe in trouble over on the eastern side. Dignitas trouble. BSD, well, he's going to get a team runner towards him. The Knights, they are very much in a good spot. They are on the north. They have no one behind them, really, as far as I know. M19 did try and blast
And they
through,
also
but it didn't
put
work out for
Texas
them.
in the center of the circle because they were uncontested.
FaZe on the move, trying to get himself some center spot. They're actually driving straight towards Texas, so they're trying to run away from Wildcard. They're trying to make themselves a little fortress in the shack.
That's really bad.
There
The
you
reason
go.
why this is bad, if when you put your vehicles there, you're going to lose them. They have no cover around them. And it's just setting you up. It's like you're setting yourself up for defeat. Next time they have to move, they have no vehicles, they have no cover. I feel like this is more desperation play than anything.
And
I think
remember-
Mexi realized that. He kept on driving.
And remember, the points are close, and all the
They're
teams that
very
are
close.
around the top 6 are still alive. FaZe Clan down
It
to
seems
2
like
now.
Liquid, Ghost, Navi, and Dignitas, and they're still alive. I think Dignitas have a lot
Oh,
alive.
bookie.
Bookie.
Give that boy a sniper and he'll take your head every day of the week. Chasing on the top fragger. He got so many knocks. I'd love to see how much damage he's done as opposed to how many kills he's got. Definitely going to be high. Navi taking damage here, but Wookie Bookie's the one that's struggling to make his way down the hill. Is he going to get safe? You can hear the shots rattling left and right, but the rest of his team, look at Gustav. They've pushed the hill. Uncivil's in there as well. Wookie Bookie's safe for now in the smoke.
Yeah.
It's TeamGates, isn't it? It's TeamGates that's what the third party, I believe, up on the hillside. Navi trying to return fire as well. BSD from Sangal also trying to sneak his way in, but Dignitas, they've got over the road, down the hill. They've really pushed Navi and pressuring Navi to back away.
Dignitas in a rough position. You'd have to fight either of the teams. But if they push towards Gates, Navi will shoot at them. And if they go towards Navi, Team Gates will shoot at them. I don't know if Dignitas is going to come out on top here. It looks like they're making it over to Navi.
Oh, a third party
3v3,
in.
clean team fight.
Yeah,
Andy,
Moonwolf
last
taken down.
Moonwolf member. And he gets taken down by Tomei.
Sangal taken down as well, so that's Moonwolf in 12th, Sangal in, 13th and Sangal in 12th. Navi, oh my word, they're getting wrecked right now. Dignitas pushing over the top of them. I think they might have just kept one alive. It could be Uber, but he's been knocked as well. Shade's going to be the last man
seems like
standing.
it's a 1v1,
Dignitas
right?
coming around. Wookie in the blue. It doesn't
gonna
matter.
probably
He's
die to
going to
the
die
blue.
to the blue, but it doesn't matter. He'll go out afterwards, and that's big news for FaZe Clan, who still have 2 alive, and Mexi in the circle, as Navi in second place will go out before them. So points, doesn't matter how bad FaZe are doing on Miramar, if Navi and Co keep doing worse, they're going to be happy to hold place.
Yeah, but we cannot forget that the remaining teams in the top 6, they're still alive. And they're in a better position than FaZe. FaZe are down to 2, I think.
Knights were in third place, remember. They've got 4 alive, but they've got Penta right next to them. They're coming in on bikes. This is going to be a loud, noisy entrance into the 5th circle, and it's going to make a lot of notion.
Grama's running in the open, but it doesn't look like anyone is actually looking towards Grama right now.
Mexi in a safe spot. He's been spotted out. Nades coming his way, but we'll see whether it finds him. Obviously, the big van next to him is kind of a giveaway. Hack said he actually not in the zone and being spotted by Kramer, so he is in a little bit of trouble. Wildcard, of course, they were the ones that did the damage to FaZe Clan. They're outside the circle, and they've got a tough push because they've got to come across that open road. Everyone's going to look in them way. TeamGates as well, you can see. They have to get the move. Liquid are in a great spot. They're on the edge of the circle. Pick up some
terrible
kills.
for FaZe.
Yeah, that's Mexi down, so he's... Well, they knew he was on the hill. They were already nading him. Hacksteady outside the circle. FaZe Clan could be going down in 9th place. Penta on the move. They're going to go for 2-2 splits at this stage. That's risky, but it could work out for them.
Could definitely work out. I mean, they have been in the zone forever. Zilo takes down, well, Kickstart, but he gets knocked by Ibiza, and they're down to 2 now.
Mexi finished off as
They
well.
have to hold up this push. Mate's pushing in. He gets to Mate, but he gets taken down really low.
It's a tough push.
Liquid is still shooting at them.
No doubt about it. Liquid
Ibiza takes down Exco, gets finished up by Sharpshot. And they're down to 1, and Musty's trying to get away.
Wildcard on the move, trying to get through there. And as we mentioned, they are going to get caught out. Liquid picking up as much third party in as they can to get around. Ghost sitting on the edge. You know, Ghost obviously who were in problems earlier on. They did a really good rotate, but there you go. Liquid picking up kill after kill. They did lose Skoom early on, but they are collecting as much as they can. That's CeeLo going down. Mossy, the last man standing. He's got himself in the shack, actually doing damage to those. Hacksteady goes down. 9th place for FaZe Clan and goes down to Knights.
I mean, they need to be more confident and take more ground, I think, in Miramar. You see Mercy making a run. Also, Wildcard is trying to make a run. Sharpshot, he gets finished off by the zone. And in the meanwhile, we see Knights, Penta, they're all sitting confident. They have no contestants right now.
Yeah, you've got to be looking at it and thinking it's probably between Knights and Penta. It depends if it swings south or north, right?
I mean, we have Liquid with 3 alive. And Ibiza, he's been playing out of his mind this game. He's been hitting every single shot with his SLR. And that's a player I'm afraid of. When he's feeling confident and he's having a good day, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Here we go. Oh.
And the circle goes straight onto Liquid.
Okay, so we just saw Liquid's position there. They have a really good hillside. They probably need to worry about side shots from McCoy and Profi. That's maybe exposed them, and you can see them actually all looking that way. They've spotted McCoy, so they're taking shots that direction. Wildcard did very well to get to where they are. They have a nice ridgeline as well, and it's actually down to the Knights and Penta, so they're probably going to now clash on the northern edge here.
But Penta has to leave the compound. They actually have to leave both of them. This could actually turn out in their favor because they have this 2-2 split. It looks like Kane and Chronix might be able to move in the zone. And you see Yuda, he's driving to them right now.
Yuda is going to be the one that tries to push over as fast as he can. Penta have actually done very well because they went for that 2-2 and it's given them the ground nearest to it. I mean, it's a risky play at this stage, right?
They played the north side of the circle that has been cleared. They haven't mounted any kills yet, but they have a really good position now.
Survivor spotted. Profi sees him, tries to turn around, gets the headshot onto Profi. Doesn't matter. McCoy will finish it off. Now, the question is, who heard it? Is anybody going to try and take him shots? Samty had a little peek, but the revive will come for Ghost, and that gets them into the top 5 teams remaining. 6 teams, sorry. Remaining, Udia. No kills so far for Penta. They have all 4 alive, and of course, with still 16 alive, they could get themselves plenty of kills out there, but not a great score, not the one they were after. The Knights, meanwhile, they've been taking shots on just about anyone they can find. 5 kills and counting for the team in 3rd place. Liquid, well, is it Liquimar today?
There was one thing I'm going to bring up. M19, they always get a guy staking in the zone. They always have one guy who also, they make it to the top 3 almost every game at this point because they have one guy who just manages to stay hidden.
Hide-and-seek champions 2017. McCoy down, Profi down. That is the end of Ghost. They will go down in 6th place just like that. It's Knights that collect themselves the kills for it as well. That's going to be 7 kills
pushing
now.
up at Wildcard. He already took down to May, but Pride defends it and knocks Success. And now they have to wait for backup, and that gives Pride time to revive and get prepared for the push that Knights might come in with.
And Penta were drawn to those shots. They're actually moving very close.
They're moving up
south
Liquid.
to Samty.
Samty's alone here.
Going to be the man.
If Samty gets knocked here, this could be really bad for Liquid. And Samty's not even looking away because Ibi just took shot at Wildcard.
I'm going to peek. Waiting, has to back away. He's got nowhere to escape to. Look from behind him when we just saw it.
It might have been spotted
escape.
because James and Ibiza, they are looking Samty's way and taking shots.
If they were to come over the brow of the hill, he's tucked in enough that he's got cover from Ibi and James, but he has to be that forward man that puts them in their place. The problem is they can't afford to peek because you just saw in the distance there, Wildcard, they are looking. Anyone goes over the brow of the hill, you silhouette like crazy. We just saw it with Ibi there. Oh, the Knight spotted. Penta finally trade blows and finish it off, boxing down. So that's now down to them. The hill is Penta's. That's where the circle goes. It shrinks onto them. So now Liquid have to push them here.
But Liquid hears some fighting. They might make a move. But Penta actually has an amazing spot. They have a hill, and anybody who wants to come close to them, they have to walk up.
Samty up close. Knights, they have to cross the road. Where Drayden is almost in the circle.
Yeah, but if you look here on the screen, if he has to be in, he has to go out in the open and leave his cover.
Oh, they've spotted Battleon. And Nate's not going to quite reach him, though. They know that somebody is now in that ditch. They're looking
James
towards
hits the shots on you do.
James gets in. That's Penta. That's going to be the go sign. Samty's trying to push in and around the side. James going in as well with Ibby. They know they have to flank. Samty's going to be that man that will go left.
He's going all
Ibby
the way
and
around.
James
This
will
could
come
be
direct.
huge. Yeah, this could be huge.
He goes deep. They hear it. Chronix, the big man, spots it. Oh, the nade lands on him. They're all taken down to absolutely nothing. They have to back away from this one. Samty will finish off Chronix. Gets the knock around the side.
Look at their
now
HP.
Kane gets taken down. The Knights are making the move. They're fighting Wildcard on the other side there. Brexco goes down.
But
and
that
no is surely got to be it. Liquid will wipe out Penta. Incredible push. And it was all just from that one single knock.
And the nades.
Wildcard taken down. That's going to be 4th place for them as Knights will finish the job. And M19 have got into the top 3
again and again and again. So in the 3v1, both these teams are in the top, Liquid and Knights. Getting the win here would be huge for both of them because FaZe Clan went out in the 9th spot. Knights, if they get the chicken dinner,
Battler spotted.
They could end up on the first base, and yeah, bot lane gets spotted here.
Yeah, they've got to be careful though. As soon as they realised they were still at
Drayden is sneaking up.
Drayden on the sneak.
They don't know about him.
They're being massively distracted. Kramer's purposely popping up.
And they're right next to each other.
They've
Drayden gets the first. He almost got the second.
Gets around the side there. Drayden doing the damage. Battleon actually getting involved. No, Battleon, why? He takes Texas down. That may actually remove his chances there.
He just saved
Drayden
Liquid,
comes
basically.
in, gets it around the side. Battleon should go down here. They knew he was there the whole time because they've been pushing him. Will finally get taken down. So it's going to be 2nd place, 3rd place for M19.
Liquid to revive, and he finished off Crop. No, he finished off Foxic, I think it was. So now down to a 3v2. Nobody really has the circle, both are in the circle, but Liquid has the high ground.
Ibby
I don't
spotted,
see them losing this.
knows exactly where they are. Their flank comes in from Kramer. He gets Ibby down. Can he get more? Tries to push it. The circle's completely pushed away from him, so Liquid have to push onto the Knights here. Drayden sticking close.
I want to see the Liquid guys going together and finishing off Kramer.
Samty,
But
honestly,
they're both just staying back.
if he goes to peek here, Samty won't have the angle first because you can see his crosshairs actually kind of right on him right now. The crosshairs are as he move position. Samty tries to get across. Samty gets the knock onto Kramer. And now it's all down to Drayden. But Drayden's making the push. He gets around the side. He can't manage to land the shot. Sees Samty finish him off. Tries to do what he can. But it's Liquid that will take game 1 of day 3. The chicken dinner will go to them. It's the shot in the arm that they absolutely required here. They had a risky, rough day too, I believe, but a win here will shoot them right back up.